Give it a few minutes, let everybody start rolling in. Get to talking about what happened with the 29 Shelby GTS. What's good? What's good? Demon D. See Misty in the garage. See the girls got their Shelby. I'm gonna talk about today what happened. Alex, hey, how are you? Nice to see you, man. How's everything? Gonna talk about what exactly happened. Hey, Sane Auto, how are you, man? How's everything, guys? So yeah, good. I see everybody's rolling in. SD Music, what's up? Yup, Misty, you see her? She's here, Misty Clean, and the girls got their Shelby, and then there's the other Shelby. I was messing around with different angles, but I want to talk a little bit about what happened with my experience with the Shelby GTS. That you guys saw the video I posted, and give you as a fair assumption of what happened there. Yeah, Alec, I don't remember. Yeah, I've also been kind of a little inconsistent with posting. Been doing a little bit of stuff in life for my business, but I appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate you stopping in again. And definitely, guys, all you guys, make sure you check each other out. You know, if you see people in my comment section, you guys already know that's something we always do around here. We positive promote. But Sane Auto might be able to even get some information as to what they think might have happened. Michael Corleone, salute. Godfather, salute. What's going on? Guys, if you could do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. This way it'll start to alert more people and let them know that we're in the room and everybody can kind of get in here and I can start to go over what exactly happened with the 2019 Shelby GTS. So the first day I picked the vehicle up, the car was flawless. It was ready to go. Running right, I picked it up with the 6th representative. They gave me a walk over through the car and some of the ins and outs of the car and basically do's and don'ts with the car, which is expected with a vehicle of that nature. Took the car home, drove the car probably, I would say, a good 40 to 50 miles. Some spirited driving. We were on the highway, definitely a higher mile per hour. And something that I noticed almost immediately when I got off the highway was after a good speed run, which, pretty much over 65. But after running a good clip, maybe a mile or two, I noticed that the car was running warm. It wasn't overheating, but it was very much over the 220 temperature setting. It doesn't give you a number setting in that new Shelby. It just has that digital bar that kind of rotates, and the digital bar was all the way up close to the hot line, but it wasn't overheating, and there was no overheating problem with the vehicle. The car was very hot. It ran very hot for the rest of the day after that. I noticed that every time I parked the car, the fans were on. So potentially there could have been maybe some type of low coolant or fluid blockage in the coolant, but when I looked in the hood, it had sufficient coolant in the overflow, so I don't think that was the issue. So now, fast forward to the first time it gave me that sputtering issue. I went to make a right turn from a dead stop. I was in normal mode. I actually had my girls in the car, so I was just driving the car nice and easy. We were coming out of our area there onto the main road. And as soon as I started making the right turn at about 10 miles an hour, the car went into ninth gear, severely started missing, almost sounded like it was a blown engine, just pep, 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 a lot of sputtering. The supercharger was fighting. Vacuum pressure gauge was bouncing back and forth, back and forth. No type of idle. As soon as I let off the gas, the car felt like it was going to stall and die out. And as I did get to the side of the road and hit the brakes fully, the car did shut off. I shut the car off. Thank God I was on a main road. It wasn't really that fast of a speed limit down there, so I didn't really have to worry about safety too much. So we waited about 10 minutes, started the car up, car fired up flawlessly, drove off. Drove for another 2 hours without issue whatsoever. The car performed. So I don't think it was a mechanical issue. If I had to put a problem to it, it was either an electrical issue with the transmission or an electrical issue with one of the fuel delivery systems or a knock sensor or something. Because as it kept happening, I kept noticing a familiar pattern of stuff going on before it would happen. So every time, right before it would happen, you would give it gas and you would feel the car almost flutter on your foot in the gas pedal, where it was getting gas, but it was holding back and it was choppy. It wasn't a consistent rev up. The car was, it gave a little bit of a sputter, and then it worked its way up in RPM. And it started to deliver power, but then it gave power out. It died out again. And it would always default to ninth and 10th gear, no matter how slow. All right, my Godfather, get your shape up. Good. Have a good weekend too, my brother. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you, man. But so the car definitely had something amiss electronically. It wasn't a mechanical issue because buy a Dodge. I got you, SD Music. Well, see, Saint Auto, that's why I deferred to you a little bit because I know you guys are a little bit more intensive with cars and from watching your channel. And I would say maybe it was possibly something like that because the car went into almost like a safety mode where it just really didn't want to go over 30 miles. It was laboring to go over 30 miles an hour, and it was short shifting the car all the way to 10th gear. So I would say that that's probably some kind of safety mechanism, no, with the car because it wasn't bogging the motor. It was just going into that ninth and 10th gear to keep it shifting and I guess getting up to that 30 mile an hour, but it wouldn't go over that. And when I finally got into the dealership back down in Florida with the vehicle, it was severely bogging, stalling, and it felt like a stick shift car that wasn't giving enough gas, but the clutch was fully let out. So that brings me to the next part of this is this vehicle was equipped with the 5.2 liter V8, the same motor that's in the GT350 with an Edelbrock TVS 2650 supercharger on top of it. According to the people there, it was a 700 horsepower vehicle. So the GT500, I do know that the GT500 is coming with a 7-speed transmission, so that might alleviate it. They may have found something in the power delivery that's better in the 7-speed than is in the 10-speed. I know that they're doing a few different things. I'm sure they have different mapping and different whole setup for it because of the way the power is in that car and what they're trying to do with it. It has very fast acceleration. Very similar cars, man. I gotta say, it was when it was working, the car was very powerful, very controlled. First time I had ever been in an American car with 700 horsepower that felt very European in nature. Very neutral balance, very easy driving. It didn't feel heavy over the front axles like this thing does. I mean, this thing is, you know, it's ancient compared to the new Mustang as far as the technology and everything they have in it, the independent rear suspension and all that stuff. So the car performed when it was working well. It was a very good runner. And it was very easy to access the power, very easy to use, and also very easy to drive normal. That being said, the issue it had, I don't know. It kept coming up. It would disengage all the pre-collision sensors. That was something it was saying on the dashboard. It would say pre-collision sensors disengaged, and then it would say consult manual, and the wrench came up, and it would stay steady with the wrench on. And after a pullover and a shutdown of 10 to 20 minutes sometimes, I guess the computer and everything would do a reset. I did notice that it would do it faster if I opened and closed the door and got out of the car because I guess it allowed the car to shut down faster. And then when I would get back in about 10 minutes after that, it would start up. Now, towards the end of it, it got real bad. I was at one point doing about 70 miles an hour on the highway and the car just shut down on me. And I thank God I was in the third lane. I wasn't all the way in the left lane because I knew the car had issues. So I was able to get over with the momentum and pull the car over with no power steering and no brakes and slow it down to a stop. And, that's something that's, it's a little scary when you're on the highway with your family and that happens. So now when you get to the price of the new GT500 and all and the money that's involved in it and so on and so forth, if people experience those kinds of issues, there's going to be a big letdown. Now, I didn't know that there was so many other issues and videos up on the internet about 2016 to current Mustang recalls and problems that people were having. I'll say this. Listen, Mustangs are fast cars. They're sports cars. They're cars that are bought to be driven fast and hard. So, yes, is there going to be... Yes, exactly right, Saint Auto. That independent suspension makes a world of difference. This car is like a cinder block on wheels. I love it. This is my baby, whatever. But, it will never handle with the new Mustang. The first turn I'm going off into the ditches with it. You know what I mean? On a straight line, torque off the line, it's gonna give everybody a run for their money. It's gonna be a fun car. But when you hit them curves, that live rear axle's not so fun. That independent rear, yeah. And the Jaguars handled like dreams on the road, and they were heavy cars. But getting back to that Shelby is, the issue it was having was a very serious issue because it really powered down the car and made the car incapacitated. And had it been my own vehicle, hey, Denali Life, what's good, man? Just going over what happened with that Shelby GTS that I had down in Florida and the failure that I had, and we're trying to just get the right information out so people can make an educated decision as they move forward and make orders for GT500 and know what they're in for. This car here is my 86 Fox Body GT. Right, strong ditch man, gotcha. Yeah, Denali Life. So yeah, so guys, so that Shelby, it definitely had some issue, very scary issue for a high performance vehicle, especially if I would have been, let's say I would have been at the track trying to run the car, and you get up to 100, 115 miles an hour, and the car cuts out on you completely. That could be a dangerous situation. You know what I mean? I'm even in a straight line. Anybody who's drove at a track knows they know how dangerous it could get in a heartbeat when the car loses power or something and you're not expecting it. So Shelby and Ford definitely has some ironing out to do, and I think that's probably why you haven't seen the rush for the GT500 to make it into dealerships. And I think that's why you're seeing this. There's a pack of let's call them mule testers for now, but there's a pack of Shelby's, different variants and different engine configurations, and they're running all over the West. I saw some photos of them in the. Thank you very much, Casey Smith. I appreciate the love. Yeah, that's my 86 Fox Body GT in Regatta Blue. That is, hey, Kenneth Hudson, what's going on, brother? Big blessings. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for stopping in. Casey Smith, that's an 86 Fox Body. She's all original. She's been repainted one time in the original color, Regatta Blue. I believe there was only 2,500 of them, of the 4i GT made in this color. She's got original Marshall fog lights, original work in the AC. She's an original 302 5-liter with fuel injection. She's got some light bolt-ons. I got an air intake in her. I got a Ford Explorer, the fake GT40 air intake on it, so she breathes a little bit. She's got a little bit of advanced timing. We removed the smart pump pulley, so she's running a shorter belt. She's got 373 gears in the rear, King Cobra clutch. So I've been a Mustang fan for a very long time, and when I got my hands on the Shelby, it was a very much dream come true. And I really, really want to believe that one of the reasons, the car was experiencing what it was experiencing is because it's a rental car and it's not really on the personal ownership. I'm sure on the personal ownership, fastidious ownership, you're going to hear less people experiencing something like that. Like you'll hear tons of stories about this Fox body, nightmares and all that stuff like that. But, I keep her running good. Yeah, absolutely, Kenneth. She runs good, man. Yeah, I've had her I think she's in this is probably the longest car that I've held on to besides, I had an 87 Accord 5-speed outside that I had for a long time, and I gave that car to a friend. This car I've had 10 years straight, and this is my baby. I used to wrench on her more before I got hurt, but I still take care of her. Before I got hurt, I was trying to do a lot of other motor work. My dad's a machinist, 43 years, so he has a lot of great ideas about this car. But for now, we keep her. She's a runner. Let me give you guys a little bit of a walk around, and we'll talk more about the Shelby in a minute. So what we have here is original ROH wheels. All my old school heads from the 80s will know who ROH was. ROH is an Australian wheel company, and they made wheels for the Ford Falcon, which was the sister car to the Fox. This car has some light exterior add-ons. We smoothed her out. We took the Ford badge out here. I just like this smooth SVO look in the front, and she's a 4i. They call it a 4i because it's got the two lights. Hey, Mona G, how you doing? Thank you for checking in, girl. Blessed to have you here today. How are you? We got original Marshall fog lights. They work. I've got yellow bulbs in them just because I like the way it looks off the yellow turning signals. This car looks nice with the multicolored lighting. You've got in here, on the side here, she's painted. Everything's painted. She's got a monochrome look. We even painted all the black molding. This here is a dent from the original hood, which flew off because the clasp rusted, which is a well-known problem with many Fords, that the hoods rust off. Leaves tend to collect in here, and it promotes rust, and the supports here, they just break, you know. So here we have, along the side here, you got SVO from a 1986 SVO. That was a turbo four-cylinder version of the Mustang. These are SVO sail panels, and she's got a saline wing in the back. Running 245s 17s in the rear, 235 17s in the front for a slight stagger. The interior, you'll see, is pretty stock. You know, these are GT seats. So Kenneth, I want to get it to the track. She's leaking from the main seal in the front, so I've got to do a motor job on her one way or the other. She's got a few leaky seals. She's got the original motor matching numbers block in the front here. I'll pop the hood for you. So what's happening is, you know, unfortunately, the older technology doesn't last. Some of the newer stuff, the seals just dry rotted, and you know, nothing defective with the car, just stuff that happens when you have an older car, right? You know. So, but yeah, so we figure it's time to do a motor job on there. Let me get this open. Sorry for this, folks. It takes me a second to find it because I'm always trying to figure out where. Oh, there it is. Okay, so here she is. We keep her clean, you know. There's your Explorer Explorer intake. That's from a '93 Ford Explorer with the 5 liter. That throttle body is an original throttle body, but it is ported and polished by a friend at a machine shop. We got the BBK cold air intake. We got the high mileage hoses on it. I do have a pulley kit on it. I want to say it's the BBK pulley kit. Yeah. Listen, I got a lot of practicing to do to catch up to demonology, man. That guy, he is something out of the hole, man. It's a thing of beauty to watch launch that car, man. His 60 foot is just amazing. So I'll take a step back so you can see her. But yeah, guys, make sure you all are supporting each other, checking each other out, making sure you're staying creative. And yeah, just to go. Yeah. So that same moto, I definitely agree. Because of the intermittency, that makes perfect sense. You understand what I mean? I think something might have been rubbing. Also, like I said again, remember, this is a rental vehicle and a touring vehicle. It's in many people's hands. You never know. Somebody might have slipped 87 octane in it, not realizing it was supposed to take 93, ran her hard, and it took a while for something to go wrong with it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I have a couple of other earlier videos that I did on her, and as I get ready to tear the motor out, I definitely want to try to reach out to the YouTubers Foxcast Media. They are like guys like me. We just love Fox bodies. There's something about these cars. You know, they're like Harley Davidsons. When I pull this car up to any car meet, if there's a Ford Fox body guy, they come and they talk to me because there's not too many 86s. A small fact about the car: 86 was the first year of the fuel injected motor. Prior to this, the vehicles were carbureted, and even the fuel injection system in this car is not your traditional style. It's more of a injected carburetor kind of system. I'm sure better mechanically qualified people could explain how that system works better, but in '87 they went to a little bit more computer driven, more current kind of system of fuel injection, and that was the nose that became round on them, and that was actually the vanilla ice car that became popular with the 5 rolling in my 5.0. So, but this car was the mule car because the 85s were dying off so hard and had bad sales with the SVO. They decided at the last minute to wedge in a fuel injected 5 liter motor to introduce the new coming of the aero nose. And basically, this car, the only main difference between this car and the aero nose is, I believe, for the way it was explained to me, was the fuel injection system's a little more elaborate, and these vehicles, I believe, have a smaller piston in them. So, and that may be a result of just the fuel delivery system. The pistons are a little bit smaller, but I love it. I love it. I love the stance on the vehicle. It always gets a thumbs up wherever I go. And that's why when I was in that GT500, I was like mind blown. You know, maybe I'll get a GT500 because they make like a very weird blue color. Rex Stick, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping in, man. How you been? Okay, St. Auto, good to know. So yeah, I was just at that point I was so baffled because I just knew it wasn't something mechanical. Because I knew if it was mechanical, shutting the car off and letting it sit wouldn't have made it go away so easy. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can have mechanical issues and they come and go, but usually they finally give and break. Thank you, Benelux. Yeah, that's my baby. That's Misty Clean, man. I love taking her out. I love to. And one of the big things for me about this particular car for me is the back seat is very ample. It's a hatchback, so you have some good headspace. You know what I mean? And I can take my girls for ice cream and my wife in this car, and we just really have a great time. You know, that's more the reason why I want to rebuild it back. So I was looking actually into a few Coyote swaps. We have a few big guys up here. Yes, my brother Rex Sticks. That's right. Keep positive. Guys, if you guys haven't caught my buddy Rex Sticks, make sure you check Rex Sticks out. He does a lot of adventures at amusement parks and he does a lot of Halloween stuff. Rex, check everybody out. You already know everybody on this channel is positive. We got seen a special guest, St. Auto, in the room. I'm pretty humbled by the fact that they checked in. Very knowledgeable mechanics, very great channel. Any of you car heads that want to really get some good info about cars, make sure you check out St. Auto friends and check each other out because that's what we do. We positive promote. Check out Mona G, check out Ken Hudson, check out Benelux Supercars for cars from across the pond. He's got some real beauties and check him out on Instagram if you have an Instagram also. But definitely stay positive, guys. You know, one of the things I love the most about this car is has nothing to do with the car and the value of the car. My wife knows how much I sacrificed in my life to help us get to what we got to get to do and do the things we had to do, guys. And she actually bought this car for me. She got to a position in life working hard herself and was able to purchase this car out of the weeds. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have had a picture. God bless her for having the vision. She knew the car was what I wanted, but this car literally had grass growing out of it. It took me 2 weeks paint correcting this vehicle to get off the green. It took me another week and a half of draining fluids and putting air and tires and matching stuff up just to get this car functional. But the fact that she took her little bit of hard-earned money and put it in just gave me all the, you know, the yeah, this car stays for life. Exactly right. Hey, St. Auto, appreciate you, man. Definitely going to check you out this Sunday on your live. I appreciate you stopping. I appreciate all your knowledge dropping. Thank you so much, man. Greatly, greatly appreciate you. Yes, so that's the ultimate message that I'm trying to put behind this car is two people that really worked hard. This is the fruit of us, and that's why this car will never go anywhere. And that's why I tell everybody work hard, man. We came from nothing. We had nothing. We started from the bottom, bottom, bottom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you get what I'm saying. But yeah, she shines up good, man. Whoever did the second repaint on this car, God bless them because she took a compound and well, you know, we knocked it down. And I have some friends in the industry, you know, there's some spidering and stuff like that. She's a 10 from 10, you know, from 10 feet away, she's a 10. But when you get up close, you see the age of the paint and you see what I had to go through to get her back to even this condition. But I love her, Misty Clean. So I appreciate all you guys checking in. Yeah, man. So, you know, we pretty much between, I say me and St. Auto, we pretty much did come up with the fact that it's either an electrical wire harness problem or some type of transmission electrical problem because the intermittency of it and the type of issues having is leaning that way. Obviously, you need to get the car on a computer system and read codes and run the car and you know check some stuff out. But that's kind of what we're getting from just what we had. That's right. These cars do spin the wheels very easily. Thank you, Sane. Later, man. We'll definitely catch you this Sunday. Appreciate you, man, so much. Say hello to the wife. Appreciate you guys checking in with us. I appreciate you guys stopping in on the live. That's a big humble by that. Yeah, guys. So she took a lot of work, but she was worth it. She's in the shape she's in. We got to get all. I got her stickers inside, all ready to update for the next show I go to. But thank you guys. Yes, please like and smash that like button, slash the subscribe. The interior is pretty clean on it, you know. Light still functions. This is one of my favorite things about this car. I got this to work again. The map light here I spoke too soon. Battery might be too dead, but that map light usually works. So, and everything functions. The lighter works still, AC works still, and you got that solid Detroit steel door. But yeah, man, so now that brings me to the next point is if that Shelby GTS at 700 horsepower was having electrical issues, does that mean the GT500 might be prone to the same thing? Is there an issue with Ford's supplier for their wire harnesses? Is there an issue with sensors? Is that just a one-time thing to that specific car because of the nature of the way it does duty? It could be any guess, but I just wanted to give a fair reevaluation of it, and I don't want people to, take it one way or the other where anybody starts panicking and saying, oh, the GT500 is not worth it, or yeah, it's worth it. It's not. I'm not an expert and I don't have the vehicle now to diagnose it or put it on any type of test machine. So without any of that and just going by what we experienced with the car and what it felt like and how many different times it happened, we're chalking it up to a electrical issue. And that's how we're gonna, that's where we're gonna have to leave for now. I'm waiting to hear actually back from Sixth because I told them I was interested to know what exactly might have happened or what issues might have been down with the vehicle. Well, only time will tell. Until then, Demon D, we on an adventure. You know how it goes, guys. Living life, staying blessed. I hope you all are staying blessed. I know a lot of you are out there going through a lot of things, and understand that you may be assigned those things because you're that strong. You know what I mean? I know that I used to feel at some points in time very weak and very tired and very distressed of my physical condition and my pain. And I've started to learn to adopt the pain and say, hey, thank God I can feel the pain. Thank God I'm not so injured that I'm paralyzed from the neck down and I don't feel the pain. And I just adjust life a little bit. I let life come to me now because I really can't let pain win. I really can't let the injury win. That's not what life is about. That's my badge of honor to carry that pain and that issue, that physical issue, because I know that there's somebody out there that would trade places with me to check. They may not have much time left, and they would trade places with me to feel pain again. So, I know you're going through it in the world, guys. I know you're feeling pain. Yes, absolutely. Never give up without a huge fight. Always stay in the light. Always stay on the positive. Always thank God for getting up. Always thank God for putting your head in your bed. If you don't believe in God, whatever power, entity, whatever it is, thank God chronologically you're still in time. Whatever it is that you need to, quantify to put life in perspective for you, because we're not put here to suffer, and we're not put here to have poor lifestyles, and we're not sent here to be slaves to a system or to people. We're sent here to live our lives in joy and in happiness. And if that means we have to do it with less things, we do it with less things. And if that means we have to pursue our passions, and even if our passions aren't the most popular thing in life with other people around us, I'm telling you, you won't regret it. You'll be happy. You know what I mean? And happiness cannot be bought. So, Demon D, hope the positive words help you all. Hope the positive words find you all well. Hope you're staying blessed. Hope you all are still living that kindness challenge daily. Today I had the honor and the opportunity to help a mom with a baby carriage and a dog try to get out the door. She had a lot in her hands. Gave her a hand, and she was very grateful. And I was very grateful for having that opportunity. So remember, keep it all positive, keep it all love, and you too will receive the love back. So that's my consensus on the Shelby GTS. Electrical problem was probably the issue. Could it be a plague amongst all the Shelbys? Who knows? Could it be a thing with Ford? Who knows? Okay, cool. I'm gonna check that out. Benelux. Definitely gonna check out your old timer Porsche video, guys. Anybody who checks this live out later, please be sure to check anybody in the comment section. As you could tell, they're loyal, good, great supporters. I support their channels. They support my channels. Make sure you get out there. You support one another. You create together. You collaborate, because that's the best thing about YouTube is there's no rules. There's no boundaries. It's just you, your brain, and your phone. So enjoy. Be good. Benelux. I'm gonna check out them old Porsches, because you know how I got a little small soft spot in my rib cage right next to the Mustang soft spot for Porsches, especially classic Porsches. So stay blessed, Rex Sticks, my man. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate you, brother. Hope your recovery is going well. Mona G, thanks for checking in. Hope you're doing well, baby girl. Sane Auto, big shout out to you on the surprise check-in. I really greatly appreciate that. And thank you for dropping them jewels of mechanical knowledge on us. Guys, if you want to really learn stuff about mechanical cars, St. Auto's official, they really go into it. And I personally watch their channel whenever I'm at a loss for something mechanical. They definitely give you insight and new perspective on an approach of nothing else. Very knowledgeable people, besides the fact that they're awesome people on top of that. So stay blessed, everybody. Stay well. Shelby GTS. Looked like it was an electrical problem. Might be only to that one car. Don't know. We'll soon find out. Hope the GT500 fixes it all. Hope the GT500 is as iconic as that has been. 33 years. Original block. 88,000 miles. Original transmission. Clutch was just changed 3 years ago. Original flywheel that was resurfaced. A lot of original parts in that Ford there. Leaks a little bit of oil, but you'd leak a little bit of oil too if you were 33. Anyway, stay blessed, everybody. Be good. Demon D, I'm out.